Reputation represents society's opinion of the major characters. So during the course of the game, in these phases, we'll see how society judges the actions of your characters, and you will gain negative or positive reputation as a result. In good society, as you've noted, characters' reputations are represented by adjectives such as honourable and angry, which are called reputation tags. And this describes how society views that character. So just to explain how these tags are used. So during the game, what you can do is use one of these tags to affect the story by trading it in for a resolve token and bringing its impact into play. So I think probably a good example of that is Thomas is inconsistent. So a way that could work is if Thomas had a potential suitor who is a connection, you could compel that connection not to pursue Thomas by saying, oh,
Thomas is so inconstant.
He's so inconstant, and you can use that Thomas's negative reputation tag against him. You're the only one who can use your positive reputation tags.
Okay.
Negative ones can be used by either you or somebody else, but if you use your own negative reputation tag, you have to use it against your interests. So you can't be like, oh, I am proud and therefore I dress particularly well this morning. Exactly. So once a reputation tag is used, it gets erased from the sheet. And the reason why that's important is because if you get 3 of the same type of reputation tag, it will trigger a reputation condition. So you'll see these on your character roll sheet in the bottom corner. And those are sort of ongoing effects to your character's life that come about as a result of their heightened or diminished reputation. So the first thing we're going to do, on your family background sheet, you should see a number of reputation criteria. So what we need to think about now is whether any of our major characters met any of the reputation criteria on the sheet. It can be positive, negative, or both. So you can have a positive met and a negative met. And usually this would be their behaviour during the entire time since the last reputation phase. But since we've only played one novel chapter, it'll just be the previous novel chapter that just occurred. Has anyone got feelings about whether their character met any of these?
Yep. I have acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so.
I would say so.
I think I got a lot of hardship. I'm very upset
definitely said no to a dance from someone you actually loved.
Who knows if I ever got that dance?
So that's one of your positive reputation criteria, right? So what you're going to do now is create a reputation tag. Reputation tags are descriptive words that show how society perceives your character, and they come in positive or negative, depending on whether you met the positive or negative reputation criteria. So now you've met the positive criteria, we need to decide together, what is it that society now thinks about Baron Valentine as the result of his actions?
Well, I don't like the word chivalrous, like in general, but I would like go for like genteel, maybe.
Genteel.
The other thing I would think about, like something like attentive.
Attentive, yeah. So I stuck to my companion for the night, despite of course, against I paid attention to everyone else. I was a great party host, of course, but I attended to dashing Captain Croft. I'm gonna go with genteel because I don't like the word chivalrous.
That's awesome. Thomas now has 3 negative reputation tags, which is going to trigger a reputation condition. And that condition is going to last until basically Thomas drops below 3 negative reputation tags. So in the next novel chapter, I'm going to try and use these against myself so I can get rid of my reputation condition.
Wonderful.
But for now, I have got 2 options on my sheet. I could either take mind your own business, others distrust you and refuse to participate in your schemes and plans, or fracture. Someone close to you is appalled by your behaviour and refuses to talk to you. So I'm going to choose mind your own business. So others distrust you and refuse to participate in your schemes and plans. And that definitely sounds like Jacob.
Oh God, he's not on board with this.
Yes.
He is really not on board with this at all.
Now that the reputation condition has been triggered, we immediately have a short scene that shows like the impact of that condition in Thomas's life. So I need to frame a scene that demonstrates how others distrust Thomas and refuse to participate in his schemes and plans. I think it should probably be something with Jacob.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think the scene is Thomas and Jacob walking around the vicarage, which is currently in possession by like a very old vicar who's about to pass on, and they're kind of
Jacob's
looking
courting
it up.
Yes.
They're looking at it like you'd look at a piece of meat. Like it's kind of like that. Tell me, what did you think of the Baron Valentine?
Well, I didn't get to talk to him very much. I mean, I thought you were going to, introduce me to him a little bit better and kind of sit us down, have a bit of a talk, because I believe he has a lot of influence with the owner of this vicarage, Lord Thorsby. She will destroy everything she comes across. Please, at all cost, keep yourself and Thomas away from this Grace Thorn. And can I add in like a compel to add some sort of weight of
so I was
authority
gonna
behind
say,
it?
would you like to use the reckless tag perhaps? Because that seems like what you were saying about Grace.
Yes, I want to encourage, I want to impress upon Jacob exactly how
you're
bad
warning Jacob
this Grace Thorn is, and why he and Thomas should steer extremely clear. And I will do everything I can to see that you are more integrated into the village life. And it's very clear that I do my best to see you get that vicarage or after.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
We will erase this reckless
fantastic.
tag as it gets traded in for a resolve token, and this will get offered to V from you.
To
Grace,
Grace,
to Grace. So as normal, you have your options. Do you want to accept?
I will accept that.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Excellent. So just to zoom in on what happened there, we had a situation where the using that tag was harmful to Grace's interest, but it was also a compel for Jacob to feel a certain way. When you end up in a situation where a resolve tag affects a major character and a connection, it goes to the major character because they're just more important.